Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into something wicked?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Today, we're going behind the curtain
Literally.
to explore the Wicked Witch of the West.
But not the one you think you know.
Right, we're talking about Elpha.
From the musical Wicked, of
But
course.
flips the whole Oz story.
Turns it on its head.
Makes you wonder,
It really does.
how does someone become wicked?
Right. Like, was she always evil?
Or is there something more to it?
The musical starts with Elphaba's death.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Munchkins are celebrating.
Celebrating.
Well, they're happy she's gone.
I guess so.
Glinda's there recounting Elphaba's life.
Glinda the Good.
Yep. And right away,
Right away.
we learn that Elphaba was, like, rejected from birth
Oh, wow.
because of her green skin.
Green skin.
Yeah.
It was the result of an affair.
So she's an outsider from the very beginning.
Totally, marked as different.
From the moment she's born.
It's a powerful image.
It really is.
Like a symbol for anyone who's ever felt like an outsider. Yeah, exactly. And even Glinda,
who we think of as good,
the epitome of good.
right? Doesn't seem to care.
About what?
That no one's mourning Elphaba.
Oh, wow. So that says something.
It really does about the prejudice she faced.
So how does she end up at Shiz University?
A place for witches and wizards.
With magic and all that?
She arrives with her younger sister, Nessarose,
Oh, right.
who uses a wheelchair.
Okay.
And almost by accident, Elphaba shows she has magic.
Oh, so she's naturally gifted.
Yeah, and Madame Morrible,
The
Dean of Sorcery Studies,
fancy title.
she takes Elphaba under her wing.
Elphaba must have been thrilled.
Totally, like, this is her chance
To what?
to meet the wizard.
Oh, and maybe...
Change her skin.
Right, fix her?
Yeah, she idolizes the wizard.
Believes he's the answer.
But at Shiz, she gets a roommate.
A roommate.
Yeah, Galinda Upland.
The one who becomes Glinda the Good.
The very pink and popular Galinda.
Their personalities totally clash.
Oil and water.
Do you think they could be friends, though?
It's a good question.
Like opposites attract, maybe?
Wicked explores that really well.
It's not just roommate drama, though.
No, there's more.
Like what?
She meets this talking goat.
A talking goat.
Yeah, Dr. Dillamond.
Okay.
He teaches Ozian history and reveals a disturbing trend. Animals are losing their rights.
Losing their rights.
Lose their ability to speak.
That's messed up.
It is.
So we're seeing discrimination on a larger scale now.
Exactly. It's not just about Elphaba.
And her green skin.
Right.
So what does she think about all this?
Well, she's still naive.
Naive how?
She thinks the wizard will fix it.
Oh, so she's in for a rude awakening.
Big time.
Sounds like a classic hero's journey to me.
It does, right?
Starting with this belief in a just world.
Yeah, and then reality hits.
Hard.
This brings us to a key moment.
What moment?
Fiyero throws this ball at the Ozdust Ballroom.
Callero.
Yeah, the rebellious prince.
Okay.
It's this chance for everyone to let loose.
And for us to see who's who.
Right, the social dynamic.
Sounds like high school, but with magic.
Uh-huh, yeah, kinda.
So what happens to this ball?
Well, something surprising.
Surprising.
Galinda defends Elphaba.
Really?
Yeah, when she's being mocked.
That's a turning point
It is.
in their relationship?
I mean,
Okay.
Galinda gives Elphaba a makeover.
Oh, wow, a makeover.
Dance.
Like friends.
And a genuine friendship starts. There's a but
I knew it.
they both like Fiyero.
Oh, no, a love triangle.
Classic.
So amidst all this drama.
Elphaba still believes in the wizard.
Right, he's her hero.
What happens when she finally meets him, though? Well, the journey to the Emerald City is amazing.
Is it?
Visually spectacular.
I can imagine.
It highlights the contrast
The contrast of what?
between Oz and the darker themes.
Ah, I see.
But when they arrive,
They finally meet the wizard.
Elphaba finds out he's a fraud.
What a letdown.
He's manipulative. He's behind the animal's oppression.
No way.
It's a huge realization for her.
It makes you think
It does.
about how we put our hopes onto others,
Yeah, like authority figures.
only to be disappointed.
It's a universal experience.
It really is.
For Elphaba, this is a turning point.
A turning point how?
She realizes the system's corrupt.
So what does she do?
She has a choice.
Conform or rebel?
And knowing Elphaba,
I think we know the answer.
she chooses defiance.
This leads to defying gravity.
The iconic song.
I love that song.
She escapes the wizard,
Using her magic,
soaring above the Emerald City.
embracing a new identity,
She's claiming her power.
rejecting the label of wicked.
But is she really wicked?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
From the wizard's perspective, she's a threat.
Totally.
But from hers,
She's fighting for what's right.
so is wickedness just a matter of perspective?
That's something to think about
We'll have to keep unpacking that.
as we delve deeper into her story.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what happens next.
Wicked really makes you think about good and evil.
It does.
Yeah, like who gets to decide those labels?
Right. And Elphabas,
She's definitely paying the price.
for defying the wizard.
Totally branded a wicked witch.
Now she's a fugitive.
The students at Shiz are fleeing.
They're scared.
Yeah, fearing for their safety.
Even Fyro
He realizes the danger, too.
makes a daring escape.
Leaves everything behind.
So everything Elphaba thought she knew,
It's gone.
crumbling around her.
Back in Munchkinland,
Back home.
things take a turn.
What happened?
Her father, the governor,
Oh, yeah.
he dies suddenly.
What?
Why?
Upon hearing the news
About Elphaba.
about her wickedness,
That's so sad,
it adds another layer to her character.
doesn't it?
She's not just rebellious.
He's a daughter dealing with loss.
The weight of her actions.
It seems like she's lost everything.
Her family, her friends.
Or place in the world.
But she's gained something, too.
What's that?
A sense of purpose.
Oh, yeah.
A newfound power.
And a voice.
She's not afraid to use it.
Speaking of unexpected turns,
Yeah.
what about Nessaros?
Elphaba's sister, the one who uses a wheelchair.
Right after their father dies,
Yeah.
Nessaros becomes the new governor.
The new governor of Munchkinland.
And her rule,
It's marked by a different kind of wickedness.
it is.
So the Wicked Witch's sister is wicked too.
It's not that simple.
What do you mean?
Nessaros' wickedness.
It comes from her own pain.
Yeah, her insecurities. A desire for love and control.
Remember Bach?
The Munchkin?
Yeah, the one who liked Glinda.
Nessaros is jealous.
Jealous of Glinda.
Yeah, and possessive towards Bach.
The love triangle continues.
It does.
But how is that wicked
She uses her power
as governor?
to try and enforce Bach's affection.
Oh no.
It doesn't end well.
This is where it gets interesting.
The moral gray areas,
Two sisters both wicked.
but for different reasons.
That makes you think about what wicked even means.
It does.
And what about Glinda?
She's caught in the middle,
Of all this,
disillusioned with the wizard.
torn between Elphaba and the Emerald City,
It's like everyone's struggling,
with right and wrong,
forced to make tough choices.
in a changing world.
That's the brilliance of Wicked.
What is?
It doesn't give easy answers.
Or simple judgments
It makes us confront the complexity
of these characters.
and their choices.
So where do they go from here?
Elphaba and Glinda.
Did they meet again?
You'll have to stay tuned.
Well, come on.
Wicked reimagines a classic.
So there might be some surprises.
Even if you think you know the ending.
Okay. I'm hooked.
Good.
Before we get to the finale, though,
Yeah.
something struck me.
What's that?
Elphaba seeks refuge in the West,
In the castle.
the one that becomes her home.
Right.
But at the same time,
Nessaros is ruling Munchkinland.
yeah, with an iron fist.
Driven by her own insecurities.
It's interesting.
How power can be used.
For good or bad.
Right.
Makes you wonder,
What are you wondering?
if things were different,
Oh, different how?
could Elphaba have been the tyrant?
And Nessaros the outcast.
It's a thought
It is.
about nurture versus nature.
Our experiences shape us.
So we've seen Elphaba transform
From naive to rebel.
and her wicked sister rise.
In Munchkinland.
What's next for Elphaba? Wicked is always making you think
It is, isn't it?
about these characters.
Challenging our assumptions.
It's never just good versus evil.
So much more nuanced.
Exploring human nature,
Ambition.
the consequences of choices.
And the music.
The music is amazing.
It amplifies everything.
Like Defying Gravity.
Such a powerful song.
It's become an anthem.
For anyone who's felt like an outsider.
Who's wanted to break free.
From expectations.
Limitations.
It's not just about rebellion, though.
No, it's about more.
It's about self-discovery.
Embracing who you are.
Even if the world says you're different.
Or wicked.
Exactly.
And that ties into what we were saying.
About moral gray areas.
The musical doesn't give us easy answers.
No clear-cut heroes or villains.
It shows us the complexity.
The tough choices.
We've seen Elphaba labeled wicked,
Fighting a corrupt system.
and Nessaros the innocent sister.
Using her power
Yeah.
selfishly.
Makes you wonder,
It does.
are any of them truly good or evil?
Or are they just trying to survive?
To navigate a complicated world.
Full of moral dilemmas.
That's what makes Wicked so
Or
interesting.
thought-provoking.
It doesn't give us the answers.
It makes us look inward.
Examine our own values.
Our beliefs.
And in this final act,
Things get even more intense.
the love triangle
Elphaba, Glinda Fierro,
comes to a head.
heartbreak.
Consequences. And of course,
We can't forget.
the flying monkeys.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
How do they fit in?
In this version of Oz, I mean,
Well, in the original?
they were the Wicked Witch's henchmen.
Symbols of her evil power.
But Wicked changes that.
So there's more to them.
Let's just say
Come on, Stoic.
they're connected to the Wizard,
To his manipulation.
the oppression of the animals.
Elphaba's relationship with them.
It's complicated,
Wicked is always surprising us.
isn't it?
It takes what we think we know,
And flips it.
makes us reconsider everything.
It's a great
Of
example.
a reimagined story,
Deepening our understanding.
challenging our perspective. So we've explored Elphaba's journey,
From outcast to rebel,
the complexities of her and Glinda,
the rise of her sister.
the moral dilemmas of Oz. What's the biggest takeaway?
I think it's that wickedness is subjective.
Like a label.
Used to silence those who challenge things.
Elphaba shows us.
That even those who are demonized.
Can be strong and compassionate. Fight for justice.
It reminds us that power
The power to define good and evil.
often lies with those in control.
Wicked encourages us
To question everything.
to look deeper
Recognize the complexities of human nature.
in ourselves and others.
That's a powerful message.
So we've reached the end.
Of our deep dive into Wicked,
We explored Elphaba's journey.
the moral gray areas.
That there's always more to the story.
If this has made you curious,
We encourage you to explore more
listen to the music, read the book, see it live.
as you journey through Oz.
Ask yourself,
What does it mean to be wicked?
who gets to decide?
And would you defy gravity,
Fight for what you believe in.
even if it meant being labeled wicked? Thanks for joining us.
On this deep dive,
Until next time,
keep exploring
keep questioning.
and keep defying gravity.